Hello and welcome to Liverpool versus everybody. Just coming here to rap about a few things concerning Liverpool Football Club. First and foremost, start with Alberto Moreno. I think he's been getting a lot of flack from supporters, pundits, and what have you. And a lot of that is justified. It's quite obvious that he is a liability at the left back spot. However, I do believe that it's a little much on him, and that might be shocking that I'm saying that to some of you. But as we all know, it was 4-3. Arsenal scored 3 goals. That first goal from Walcott, clearly Moreno was not in the right place as usual. So for that one, you can say yeah, and these crazy challenges he makes, I feel like he's probably due one of those a game, and so I get that. At the same time, I think, as Adam Lallana spoke about after the game, collectively, I think defensively we can be better. And I don't mean the pressing part. I just mean once that team gets a counterattack or once they get on a break or whatever and come, towards our box, I think we can be a little more compact as a team. And the other 2 goals, the set piece and the Ox-Chamberlain goal, wasn't his fault at all. So, in my opinion. So, yes, I do think we need a left back to replace him for sure. But I definitely like to keep him on the team and just have him grow a little bit. It's clear that Klopp has some kind of faith in him. Apparently did the same thing with the left back at Borussia Dortmund. I forget his name, but he took him a while to kind of get acclimated and learn the role. So I think the longer we have him in there, the more of a problem we will have on that end, on that left side. And you got to believe Klopp can see that. But obviously he makes the last choices, so we'll see what happens with that. It definitely worries me to a degree, but again, I do feel like collectively, as a defense on our team, we can do a little better. So, also want to speak about Benteke. Apparently, we've turned down another bid from Crystal Palace. I'm not really sure at this time what amount we are looking for. I would have been happy with 25 and maybe like an add-on of 5 million or something, but you got to offload Benteke. I'm sure at this point he doesn't want to be there. Clearly, Klopp doesn't see him as someone that's important to play. So I just think you move on from it, cut your losses. One thing that's really bothering me more than anything is this curse of injuries we have. It's strange, and there's been other managers and pundits and whatever talking about. A lot of it has to do with the methods Klopp has in training. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm starting to believe that it could be. Again, Klopp is there, the staff is there. They know more than anybody else, or they should know. You would think they know. So, Shea Ojo has a broken bone in his back, and as anyone who has back injuries, no, that's not something that he's going to be able to recover from too easy. Apparently, he spoke to the team about discomfort in his back on the USA tour. It was looked at as something that wasn't major, and now it's something that is going to cost him a lot of time out until October. So it just seems like with the club, there's every other day there's another injury, man. Whether it's training or in a game, Thank God, Coutinho isn't too bad. And as much as I've talked about Coutinho and not a highlight, the obvious is that he's a major part in our team. And the first game against Arsenal, he made me believe that he's going to be a really important part to this team. And I always said if he can just stay consistent with what he did, then he'd be great. He never was really that consistent to me. But I can see him having a really good season if he can stay healthy. Goals, assists, just different moments that he usually can have. And I just feel like he might have a really good season this year. And if the Arsenal game is anything to show for that, if that's something that we can look forward to, that would be great. Looking forward to that. I heard Benteke crashed his car after the match, so I hope Benteke is good. All jokes aside, I really hope. I don't know what happened or what, but apparently he crashed his vehicle shortly after the match Sunday. So yeah, we're looking at Gary Medel allegedly, and I usually don't talk about transfer rumors, but this is one that I really would like. I had a look at the Redman TV video concerning him, and sometimes I can't really tell with them, the jokes and the comedy on that show. I don't really know if they're serious or not. But from what I could make out, they didn't really rate him as high as I do. To me, he's very similar to Conte. Conte's much younger, I believe, but the stature, very small guy, but also very physical, very tough, and makes up for that for his maybe height advantage or lack thereof. But gets after it, runs forever. I think he could be a really strong part to our team this season for sure, and maybe even years to come. I don't know. But that would be a nice addition. This guy from Real Madrid, Contaro, whatever his name is, I don't rate him high, and also he has injury issue. And I think we all know we don't need another player to come into the squad who's got a history of injuries. That just wouldn't make sense to me. So Gary Medel is a guy I think we should really go after. And to revisit the left back situation, I don't know why we haven't gone for Jordan Amavi. I mean, or somebody needs to come in. I think to continue talking about Hector, and now Chelsea allegedly is in the running for that. If he doesn't want to come to Liverpool, which I think is part of the issue, then we should just let it go. Same with Chilwell, which I think apparently he signed a new contract with Leicester. I think Chilwell can come, or Hector's already playing at Cologne, or however you pronounce it, the place in Germany. But Chilwell is not going to be starting at Leicester, so I don't know why he wouldn't just come on board. But if these guys don't want to come to Liverpool, then I think we should just keep it moving. There's got to be a plethora of options out there for us to get. You'd be led to believe those are the only options, as much as they come up in the transfer rumors. So I'm excited about the next game. Excited to see how Klopp is going to tweak his 11 and his idea of what he thinks could be his most consistent 11. As I said before, I like who we had out there for game one. And just to revisit Lallana again, he was just made for that position. I love him in the midfield there alongside Emery or Wijnaldum or whoever it is we're going to have at those positions. I really like him there. And it looks like there he's not doing the 150 flicks as he does when he was playing the forward position. He still has these little tricks that he does, and that's cool. But a lot of times I feel like it's for the better. It's to get away from the man. It's not necessarily be flashy or whatever. And I've noticed with doing that, he doesn't lose the ball often when he's doing that. So, but yeah, I think Lallana is built for that spot, and I can see him continuing to play there. As far as Milner coming back in, I don't see Milner fitting in the midfield anywhere. So, unfortunately, it'll have to be the left back, I think, until we get someone. If we don't, I don't know. I just feel like I think Milner is such a lovable player because for coaches and for supporters, because he plays wherever he can play. He wants to play, and wherever the coach is going to put him, he's at least seemingly open to playing there. So you gotta like that about him, but I don't necessarily think it's a huge upgrade from Moreno. Moreno's getting up there in age, and he's not the fastest for sure. He does probably give you a little more going forward, and just mentally, as far as placement, he probably knows a little better than Moreno. So, but yeah, that we'll have to just sit back and see what happens with that left back position. I'm not too optimistic about us getting anybody, but if we do, great. But yeah, another midfield player, another left back, maybe even a center back, I think is what we should be looking at. But I'd be happy with whoever we get. I think strengthening the squad in any way is fine for me. Shout out to Toffee TV. You guys just got Lassie, who I think is going to be really, really good. I'm not sure why we didn't go for him in the transfer market, but that's going to make the Merseyside derby that much more enjoyable to watch. So I'm looking forward to those games. But yeah, on to Burnley, see what happens. My prediction is 3-0. Although I know we're good for letting the goal go in. So it could easily be 3-2 or 3-1, but a team like that, we should be able to knock out 3-0. Even though I know they'll be hungry, they just lost to Swansea City. I still feel like we can get them. So I look forward to that. We'll be back with a video shortly after the Burnley game. See you then.